the 10 oldest video games in the world. In 10th place is Gunfight, 1975. Which was called Western Gun in Japan and Europe, was one of the first widely successful arcade games released by Japanese video game company, Taito. In 9th place is Tank, 1974. Tank was the only original title released by Key Games. Tank was completely original and was designed by Steve Bristow and developed by Lyle Raines. In 8th place is Gran Trak 10 to 1974. After Space Race was unsuccessful, Atari made a second attempt at releasing a racing game with Gran Trak 10. Although Space Race was also a racing game, Gran Trak 10 is considered to be the first arcade car racing game. In 7th place is Space Race, 1973. Space Race was the second game released by Atari after the success of Pong. Development of Space Race began in the summer of 1972 and was initially called Asteroid. In 6th place is Pong, 1972. Although all of the games on this list influenced the video game industry in some way, Pong's success made the video game industry a viable business. Pong was created by Alan Alcorn as a training exercise assigned to him by Nolan Bushnell. In 5th place is Magnavox Odyssey, 1972. The first home video game console ever released. The idea was developed by Ralph H. Baer. He spent years developing a prototype with Bill Harrison and Bill Rush. In 4th place is Galaxy Game, 1971. Galaxy Game is the lesser known of the first two arcade games ever released, both based on the earlier computer game Spacewar. The game was developed by Bill Pitts and Hugh Tuck, at the Student Union Building of Stanford University. In 3rd place is Computer Space, 1971. Computer Space was the first arcade video game as well as the first commercially available video game. It was one of the few video games directly based on the popular 1962 computer game Spacewar. In 2nd place is Spacewar, 1962. Of all the early games on this list, Spacewar is probably one of the most influential. Highly popular among the small programming community of the 1960s and inspired the first commercial arcade games. Spacewar is so important to video game history that it was the first entry of the game canon at the U.S. Library of Congress. In 1st place is Tennis for Two, 1958. Widely considered the oldest video game in the world. It was the very first computer game created solely for entertainment rather than for academic research. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.